What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Cigars and Everything Else podcast. We are in episode 99. My name's Jared. Got Denzel with me. And we're going to get into some cigars and a little bit of everything else.
Yes,
but
sir.
Before we get started, we got number 99. I know. We got a great athlete that wore the number 99 we can honor today's episode with.
Okay. Well, you know what? Number 99 is a big number. It's a monumental number. We're almost at the cusp of 100 episodes.
Yeah.
So we're closing up the season over the next couple episodes, and hey, we need a player who's going to represent just right, because we're out of numbers after this. We out of numbers after this.
We out.
So this is actually probably our last time doing this. It's probably our last time doing this. So this is good. So I'm gonna rattle off some names for you. We got a few names.
Yeah.
I got Manny Ramirez.
Okay.
Baseball player. We know.
Yeah.
We know. We got some football players in here. We got Jason Taylor from the Miami Dolphins, 6-time Pro Bowl. Hall of Fame inductee, yep. We got some basketball players. We got a guy by the name of Taco Fall.
Yeah.
Just go with it. Just go with it. Go with it. Taco Fall. With it. We got Marcus Stroud, the Buffalo Bills, 3-time Pro Bowler. Who else we got? We got Jay Crowder. It's basketball. We got to throw some basketball in there. It's important. I'm gonna keep going. We got Warren Sapp. I like that one. I like Warren Sapp. I like that one. We got J.J. Watt. Like that one too. Not as much as Warren Sapp though. We got Aaron Donald. I like that one almost as much as I like Warren Sapp. But Warren Sapp's GOAT era though. That's
yeah. It's a little different. It's a little different with Warren. But go ahead, continue. Who else we got?
We got Aaron Judge, back to baseball. Yankee. You know what I'm saying? And then lastly, we got a hockey player. One of probably the greatest of all time. Probably the Michael Jordan of his sport. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he had a cartoon with Michael Jordan. What other cartoon?
He did.
Michael Jordan. Was it Mike Tyson? Was he in that cartoon too?
Was it Mike Tyson? I thought it was Bo.
It was Bo Jackson. You're right. Wayne Gretzky.
Some would say Michael Jordan is the Wayne Gretzky of his sport.
Could go the other way around.
The great one. Some would argue that. You know what I'm saying? That he was that much to his sport in reality.
Yeah. The greatest. So, who are you going with?
If I'm being biased, I go with Warren Sapp. If I'm being biased, but the great one is a hard one not to give it to him. You know what I'm saying? Because not only was Wayne Gretzky probably the one who meant the most out of all of those guys to his prospective sport.
No, absolutely.
He also was I was a witness to his greatness myself personally. So it's like, you know, it's easy for me to take a dump on hockey today, but I was one of those ones that enjoyed Gretzky myself.
We enjoyed it that time. Like, I'm gonna be honest, after that particular era, Wayne Gretzky's era, and a few others, I haven't been much into hockey at all.
Kind of ended there. Yeah.
But in that era, when it was Wayne Gretzky on the ice, it was exciting to watch. You tuned in, ESPN covered it. How often does ESPN cover hockey now? Very little. Very little. But back then, when it was Wayne Gretzky time, he was getting coverage.
Yeah.
He was getting talked about.
Yeah.
Hockey was on the main stage.
That's true. That's true. That's why I say, man, it's. I feel guilty not giving it to Gretzky
That's why
because
I had to give.
it feels like
I
it's
had to bring up
his.
the cartoon. I had to look it up. Pro Stars is the cartoon. Yes,
Pro
Bo
Stars,
Jackson,
yeah,
Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky. That's how
yeah,
big Wayne Gretzky was. For those who don't know,
yeah,
you put him in the same class, and he could be heralded higher than both of those guys, depending on your angle of sports.
yeah. Yeah, he meant that much to his sport. It's just his sport just wasn't one of those mainstream sports. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know, man. I'll let you either do the tiebreaker or either we can leave it a tie. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of those two for me. And I know you kind of blew over to Jason Taylor. I like the Jason Taylor pick too. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't go with him in the mix.
No.
He's one of the names that I
had to throw him a salute. Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I liked him getting
a salute. Throw him a salute.
I liked him getting a salute.
You know,
yeah. There's a few of those names.
Even Manny had to give him a salute.
Yeah.
But me, unbiased from just a sport that I love, enjoy watching.
The football bias is getting you.
I gotta go with Wayne Gretzky. And even though I wasn't like especially during the hockey, when I was into hockey, I was all about the Red Wings, of course. And Sergei Fedorov, Steve Yzerman, those were my guys. And I'm like, man, you guys are just as good as Wayne Gretzky. But I understand what Wayne Gretzky means to the sport of hockey. And
yeah,
without his existence, I don't think that would have ever been a time of me actually having some
even
watching of hockey. Even watching it. It took for Wayne Gretzky to raise the quality of hockey back then for it to even catch on our radars at that point. Because of him, I feel like you had that competition with my guys with the Red Wings and these guys with the Penguins, and it was you know what I'm saying, it was a massive time back then.
He was Magic and Bird for his.
He was Magic and Bird for his sport. He was Magic, Bird, and Michael for his sport.
Yeah, like he brought the eyes, he brought the attention, he brought the glamour to it.
So I got to give it to him. I got to give it to Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, I respect it, man. That you took your sports bias and put it to the side and just respected his gangster. I appreciate that because I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to be the final say so in that though. But I appreciate you doing that. So with that being said,
my bad, Warren.
Warren, you'd have had it outside of that. You know what I'm saying? you 1B right now. This is your honorary episode. You know what I'm saying? Your jersey's still gonna go in the Raptors though. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, and before we move on from this, I got to give a special mention, hats off to Player 99 and NBA Live.
Yeah, because that was Jordan.
That was Jordan. That was Jordan. Player 99. Like, who is this guy? He can't put Jordan in the game, but he rocked with the Bulls, and we knew that was Jordan. Player 99 NBA Live. We knew it. We know it.
Yeah, nice high rating. I think he was probably like a 94 or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, getting off.
It was Jordan. But all right, y'all. So let's get into the cigars this week, man. The stars of the show are what we will be smoking. And for me personally, I'm gonna be visiting Drew Estate. I got a Drew Estate, Florida sun-grown, 20-acre farm, Robusto. Bam!
I like it. Got the cedar. Got the cedar wrapping it up, encased in the cedar.
Encased in cedar. Got that taped up, little red ribbon on it just to make it look sexy. We're gonna peel these little panties off this thing, and we're gonna get right today. Now, this Robusto ain't quite the color I normally rock with, but we gonna see. We gonna see.
A little light skin. A little light skin for you.
She a little light. We gonna see.
This is an opportunity to prove me. Anything particular there,
details. That is what we do on the show, don't we? We do details. Hold on, let me let you know the details.
Give me the stats. Run the stats, man. Run the stats.
Yes. It is Ecuador, Connecticut wrapper, Nicaraguan origin, Habano Honduran binder, Nicaraguan filler.
Okay.
Those are the stats.
Nice.
I'm glad you reminded me. I almost forgot. I knew something felt like it was missing, but I didn't know where to go next. So thank you.
Okay. So was this a special pickup, or was it just I seen it in the humidor? I know Drew Estate. Let me just rock with him.
Seen it in the humidor and Drew Estate. Let me just rock with him. This was actually during a time, and I didn't. This one's been sitting inside my humidor for a little while now, but it was during a time where I was kind of grabbing some no name ones, and then I was like, okay, this looked different from Drew Estate. Let me just grab one of these as a name brand, but lesser popular Drew Estate choice. And maybe it is a popular Drew Estate choice, but I tend to think of some of their other names at the forefront.
Yeah. Not to my knowledge. So, not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I like it.
And I'm always curious about their actual tobacco choices versus their, more fun, friendly cigars.
Mm-hmm. So. And they got a lot of them with acid and all the fat bottoms. Sweet Jane.
Yeah, Deadwood
Girl with No Name, by the way. The Girl with No Name. We got to talk about that. You got to get your hands on one of those. The Girl with No Name. It's from the Deadwood series. And she's nice. The Girl with No Name is pretty nice.
She's more of a actual something for us, for the more the hardcore cigar fans, or is it
I would say, I mean, like a mixture. I mean, of course, it has the sweet on the wrapper, just like anyone from the Deadwood series, but it just it blends differently. Like that blend is it goes like it really marries together instead of having two separate, like a real sweet and then your cigar blend. It flows. The fusion of it, to me, it just fuses better than any of the others prior to. So I say that Girl with No Name it's top tier. It's top tier. So if you ever get a chance to get your hands on it.
Have to keep it in mind, man. I'm gonna definitely have to remember that one. It sounds good.
Hey, so I got a stick, something I haven't tried before. This particular one was brought to my attention by the gentleman in the humidor. Ask me, of course, what do you have a taste for? What are you in the mood for? And typically, especially when it comes down to showtime, I don't know what to go with, right? So I just go off of how I feel. But he was like, "You like spicy?" Like, yeah, I like spicy. I like spicy. And he showed me to this place or to the spot where Aganorsa, am I saying that right?
Aganorsa? Yeah.
Yeah. And said, hey, this right here is one of my top 5. And it's spicy through and through. A lot of times we have those cigars where the spice kicks in and it falls off and we're like, man, I wish that spice would have stayed. He said it through and through. He said the spice is spicy all the way through, but it's a nice spice. So I'm hoping so. We've been led astray and led wrong by these guys in the humidor and swearing by these cigars, and it's just it don't hit with it like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
But he said it's one of his top 5. He says it's one of his top 5, and he said if you like spice, this one's going to be just right for you, just right. So I'm gonna give you a rundown. This one is medium to full.
Okay.
Wrapper Nicaraguan Corojo, binder and filler Nicaraguan. So Nicaraguan through and through, country of origin Nicaraguan, and color Colorado. So we just got a straight up Nicaraguan all the way through. And this is Aganorsa Leaf Arsenio, to be more specific. Here we go. I don't know if you can.
How did you spell that Arsenio part?
Just like Arsenio Hall.
Oh, okay.
Arsenio, Arsenio. I don't know if you can see my man on the band right there, Arsenio.
Yeah, it looked like I don't know what that brother looked like. Looked like a gold George Jefferson from what I can see.
Exactly. That's about as accurate as you can get. But it's supposed to be nice, man. So we gonna see. He said top 5, and you can't you can't go top 5 and let me down. You say this is one of your top 5. I'm expecting it to be definitely
be like that, right?
Yeah, it better be like that. Well, I'm questioning your palate. Your palate is in question.
Like, bro, you smoke this air all the time? This your joint?
This your joint? This your top 5? Okay. So, hey, look. So when we came up with our top 5s or our top list, it really makes me want to hone in and make sure that my list is valid. Makes me want to make sure that my list is valid. Like, hey, look, if I'm putting my stamp of approval on something and saying, hey, this is my top, because it represents you. It tells a lot about who you are as a cigar enthusiast. What's in your top 5? Make sure it's valid.
And see, we went top 5 brands. We haven't never gone top 5 specific
six, which we might need to do that. It might be kind of scary to jump out the window on that.
I know,
because you got to stand by your picks.
When we go by brands, you got to stand on that.
The brand is wide. The spectrum spans.
We left ourselves some breathing room.
Yeah, we left ourselves. Hey, I like my fathers, but I like these in my fathers. I like Rocky, but I like these in Rocky. But if you're gonna go on your top sticks, I think we're ready for that. I think we're ready for it.
Hey, so I know this part of the show, we get into our initial thoughts, and I'm going to give it. But I do want to go ahead and just put something out there to the listeners so I can give myself a little bit of grace right off the rip. You know what I mean? Your boy got hit with that corona right now. So, I am in the last leg of the corona race I'm running right now, trying to get over it.
You back on his feet.
I'm back on my feet, but if I don't, give me some grace with judging this stick. I might not be able to get all the notes out or figure a lot of stuff out. I'm really just trying to enjoy it. This is my first one back. I'm just happy to be in the vibe of it.
But you didn't lose your sense of smell and taste, right?
No, I didn't. But at the same time,
it could be compromised.
Y'all listening, I wouldn't listen to this with earbuds in. You probably need to listen to this show on your speakers, man. Give me some space. I'm probably still contagious.
You need that 6 feet, right? Get that 6 feet.
I still need some social distancing right now. You know what I mean? So y'all, take it for what it's worth. However I grade these sticks, it might be.
Yeah.
I might be a little off, but I still can smell and taste, as far as I know. That don't mean it's not been affected. I don't know. That's what I'm getting at, basically.
It might not be 100% accurate.
Yeah, the information might not be accurate. So
yeah,
take it all with a grain of salt.
You're not calibrated as appropriately as you usually are.
There you go. That's what I'm trying to get at. That was the long way of me saying what you just said, man. I got COVID brain too, so excuse me today. It's going to be some rambling and some figuring it out, and I might even have to ask him to repeat himself because I might end up forgetting something or getting a little foggy on.
Hey, hold on.
What's up with me?
Yeah, we got you. Hey, look, we all know that corona, that COVID, that 19, whatever you want to call it, that vid.
Yeah, that little health.
I want to say it's safe to say that we've all had it at least once or twice by now. So everybody should be in great understanding of what you're dealing with right now.
Right. You see, I'm on match number 4.
And maybe it's usually one match. Usually one match. Yeah. Hey, look, man. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my my thoughts on this cigar off of First Light. So I did use butane, which I feel like it was a not so smart idea because this bad boy spice is up there.
Oh yeah.
So if I had to say on a spice meter 1 through 10, it's a strong 8.5 to a 9 right now. 8.5 to a 9 right now.
Geez.
Spice is up there. Yeah, it's up there. I have a little tinge in the back of my my nostrils, right? A little tinge in the back of my nostrils. Spice right on the palate. Spice on the lips. But it's not bad. It's a little stronger than I usually like. But it's cool. It's cool. I think maybe 4 or 5 years ago, if I would have picked the cigar up, I probably would not have been able to handle it.
You threw up, huh? How many years ago was that?
Say about 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay.
Yeah. Because I feel like
2020, going into 2020, this might would have gave you some problems.
It probably would have gave me some problems. Okay. But since we welcomed it, I want to say we started welcoming spice about a year and a half ago, right? Like really looking for it. spice. So I want to give myself a couple of years before to say, okay, my palate was getting tolerable to spice. Maybe a year or two before then. So I say about 4 years ago. Nah, we would have put this bad boy down.
Well, look, I'll give my opening thoughts on this right here. And it could be influenced by the fact that I'm just so happy and gracious to be back into the world of cigars right now, that because I haven't had a cigar since I had this, and I haven't had a cigar since the last show. It's literally my the recording of the last show is my last cigar. So it's been a while since I had one. And so this aroma and the feeling right now in the room feels good. It feels good. But that could have something to do with it feels good to be home more than the actual cigar. You know, I don't know. It's hard to judge. You know what I'm saying? But I am enjoying it. Nice little smooth aroma, creamy smoke, medium body creamy smoke coming off of this. Heavy on the cedar. And it's probably got something to do with this cedar casing, but heavy on the cedar right now. And a little subtle woodiness just coming through on it also. But, you know, woody could be a typical note in a cigar that you pick up on early on anyway. But that's what I got so far.
All right. Well, hey, look, that tells me the palate is there. Your palate's still there. You good.
We'll see.
So recently, you did some traveling.
Yeah.
You got to
which is how we ended up here.
Which is how we ended up here. Yeah. Gotta be careful when you cross some seas or you're out there and you're traveling amongst other people. You gotta be careful. Gotta be guarded.
Now look, this ain't a coronavirus segment, but the corona apparently has been rising in the past 2 weeks from what I've seen on the internet since
President Biden got it.
Biden got it. Is going around real heavy during these times, and I happen to be vacationing during that same time that it was going on. Like you said, I've been doing some travels. Went on a cruise this last week, and spent some time in the Bahamas, in St. Thomas, in St. Martin, so in the Virgin Islands area. And that is what led to that, but that's not the point you were making. I'll let you take over and continue where you was at. But
that's all good. Yeah, we want to hear the story. We want to hear, you know what I'm saying? Like, let the people know how your world is. It's all good. It's all good. But get into your travels and seeing the world from a different lens, different angles. You know, you sent me some videos. I was a little jealous. It's okay. You know, I'm like, man, I wish I was out getting to it, island hopping, seeing the world from a different angle, from a different lens, and bringing it to cigar world, cigar culture. How did that feel? And I know you said you didn't get a chance to smoke any cigars or not, right? You get
I didn't smoke any, but I did go into some cigar shops while I was there. Look to do some purchasing because I did intend to smoke some cigars. The particular shops I went into, I did not buy because I didn't feel like the condition of the cigars were well taken care of, to be honest with you. Yeah. And this was, I didn't, in St. Thomas, I didn't go into any cigar shops, but this was in St. Martin. They didn't take good care of their cigars in the particular spots I went to. Nice looking shops, some of them, you know, seemed like they would, but they were concerned about air conditioning in there. It was very cool in there. I'm like, ooh, where's the humidity? There's no humidity. I'm supposed to feel that moisture, that humidity when I come in. Instead, it's just cool in here. So I go in and I start grabbing a couple of the sticks, just, you know, giving them a little pinch test. Feel like it's fall time. It felt like autumn leaves out here, man. You know, I'm like,
brittle, a little crunchy to it, right?
Yeah, felt a little crunchy. I'm like, I ain't about to pick these up. And then, you know, of course, they pushing the whole Cubans on you thing out there.
Oh yeah,
pushing that heavy because, you know, they can do that. And you always have to wonder if they're what they are. You know, if they
are they legit? Yeah, are they legit?
Are they legit? You always have to wonder that. Big price tags, some hefty price tags on a lot of them. I'm seeing a lot of them, you know, you got to, $100. A lot of them in that $90 and up range.
Really?
On a lot of these sticks, yeah.
And do you think that's in the video legit prices or? Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if in the video I was kind of moving through a little quick, so you might not have been able to pick up on the prices, but some of the prices was saying, 90, 100, 80. It was up there. Some of the cheaper ones in the 40s, nothing really Cuban of name brand under $40.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but they're all now those were in cases, so I couldn't get to those to touch those. But all the ones that weren't locked away were all brittle. I'm like, I'm not buying. I'm not going to drop that type of money on a fake stick or potentially fake stick that's not well taken care of just to say I got a Cuban. So.
Well, see, I think that's probably them just preying on people who live in the moment. They're living in the moment. They're traveling. They don't know much. They might not know much about cigars and just wanted to catch that vibe with a cigar while I'm out of the country, especially as we know how Cubans are treated in other places, like as far as Cuban cigars, and people actually clamor for them once they go out the country. Like, hey, let me go and grab one. And that's taking advantage of either the novice in the cigar culture or even that person who just loves cigars and, hey, I got an opportunity to smoke this Cuban, and they might not know exactly what they're looking for and grab it.
Yeah.
And they're paying that premium price for a less than premium cigar, but in a premium location as far as how somebody would want to enjoy their cigar. I'm on an island, nice weather.
Precisely.
You know what I'm saying? Beautiful scenery. Let me go ahead and spend this $50 for this cigar and then cigars. I would hate that. I would hate that.
Precisely that. Well put. That's exactly what it was. You're abusing these people who are traveling internationally, and they just they either don't know any better or just really desperate to create a vibe. And you just taking advantage of it. And I was not desperate enough to
fall prey. Yeah, you was gonna fall prey to that.
I'm way too smart. I'm way too advanced in this game for that. You could have got me on that 10 years ago. You ain't gonna get me on that today. Like,
Hey, look, I wonder. Now that you mentioned that, when we were in Miami, we had that first cigar, and granted, the cigars were good enough for us to fall in love with cigars. But now, knowing what we know now, would we have bought those same cigars in that same scenario, in that same situation, from a girl in the middle of the street with a box? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, y'all want some cigars?
That situation went so well last time. That little angel that popped up, I would repeat it again. I have no regrets about that. I would do it all over again. That cigar angel that came down straight from cigar heaven and took care of us. And the cigars couldn't have been stale. They couldn't have been, because the experience was too wet. It went too good for us.
It went too good, yeah. Like, it didn't turn us away from enjoying those cigars at all.
It didn't. So I would go with it again. And I remember our prices. I'm pretty sure yours was 16 and mine was 20, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. You started out something like that.
Yeah. Mid to low teens. Might have been like 14.
Might have been 14. But I'm pretty sure mine was either 18 or 20 then. Mm-hmm. Whatever it was probably about $4 to $6 between our purchases and stuff like that. But that would have been a premium price for that time frame that we bought it.
Yeah. You talking about 2010, 2011? I want to say 2010. Maybe 2011.
Yeah, about 2010, somewhere there. 2010, 2011. One of those 2 dates, one of those 2 years. But we ended up buying it right there at that price. So I fell victim for it, but it worked that particular instant. Because luckily, I know those sticks couldn't have been stale. Like, a stale stick, and maybe my palate is advanced to the point where I can't deal with that now. Maybe that's what it is. But it's such a disgusting taste. I doubt as a novice I would have enjoyed that. Like,
I feel like early on when we came across some stale cigars, we knew it. We would
have had to known it. It's too disgusting.
Even early on. Because I know I've had some cigars early on that I felt like something was off with it. But I knew it wasn't just the cigar brand itself. It had to be the cigar. And that's what made us look into things a little deeper and find out what a stale cigar is, what causes cigars to be stale, how do you properly take care of cigars. So I don't think they were. Yeah. I don't think they were, because even early on, we still knew the difference.
Yeah. So look, I say that to say if them cigars weren't stale, I probably would have bought me like a little cheap Cuban no name. I'd have dropped like 40 and got me one of the little no name ones, you know. But moving on from that aspect of it, other than that, there were a few people in the shops hand rolling them, you know, and that was dope to watch that.
Yeah, I love that experience.
But Garcon didn't speak enough English for me. You know, I was trying to communicate with Garcon. I'm like, Garcon, you roll one up for me? He like no English, no English. You know, Garcon, you know, roll and I money. You know, he started pointing to another lady in the shop that happened to be Spanish and she Spanish speaking. You know, she wasn't okay. In St. Thomas, you know, most of everybody is sisters and brothers around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it happened to be another Spanish speaking lady in there. But she was a customer. So we were kind of looking at each other like she was going to middleman the conversation for us, but she ended up not doing it. So finally, we get able to communicate to one another enough to figure out, I want you to give me that one you're working on.
Yeah, I want that.
He's
fresh.
like, no. Yeah, he like, nah, I got mine already finished right over there. That way you ain't got to wait. Come get one of those. And I'm like, nah, player, I don't want that one sitting in the stash. They're going to be crusty like the other ones. I want that one you're working on right now.
Yeah. Fresh.
And he wouldn't do it because I guess he just didn't get it. And I'm like, all right, forget it, I'm out. You know, but it was dope seeing that. But I wanted the hand roll fresh. I'd have paid him whatever his price was for that one right out of his hand when he finished it.
And I'm pretty sure it probably would have been a hefty price, but it might have been worth it. One, a freshly hand rolled cigar. I've had one freshly rolled.
Yeah,
they do smoke nice.
I needed that.
They do smoke
I wanted
nice.
to walk the streets and just be killing it.
Like yeah. I
got back to my Wi-Fi.
I just had this one freshly rolled. You know what I'm saying? My man hooked it up, just rolled it for me, and then handed it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No band on it. It's this is, you know what I'm saying? Didn't go through no special processing. It was freshly rolled.
Yeah.
And handed right.
He ruined my flex. He killed it.
Hey, and I would have championed you for it. I wouldn't even been mad at it. I wouldn't have been hating.
Yeah, man.
I'd have gave you one of those, man.
I'll say this though. Cigars, and I know you know this from your own experience, cigars in the island area specifically, it seemed to be a pretty popular part of the culture, man. It was a lot of shops around. They offered it a lot of places.
You're closer to the source. The source. Whether it's from Cuba or from Nicaraguan, you know, we're talking about either Central America or South America, you're closer to the source.
Mm-hmm.
So how can it Definitely. Not be? I would be disappointed if it wasn't pretty high up in the culture as far as what they clamor for. You know, so right. I would be highly disappointed. So I say that mainly to say, man, when I was traveling around, my last cruise that I took, island hopping, had been maybe 2012. So I really didn't get much into enjoying a cigar in those environments. I got to get back to that. I got to get back to revisiting that and actually have a cigar accompany me along the way. I think my first cruise that I was able to go and enjoy the islands was in 2007, and then I went again in 2008, and then maybe like 2011, 2012. I want to say 2011. I want to say 2011. It might have been like, no, it couldn't have been. It had to been 2010 then. It had to been right before we started smoking cigars, because there's no way that I could have been out there and not enjoy the cigar. I gotta find the timestamps, but
I feel like you did go during our cigar time.
I might have. I
feel like it was during that time, but it was right there on the cusp of us starting, and it would have been early on if you did. I think that's the last time you went, but
man, I would love to have enjoyed the cigar from that lens, from that angle. I think I did one. Yeah, actually, I did one time. I went to Aruba back in 2018, and that was a cool experience. That was a cool experience being able to enjoy my cigar in that Aruba environment. But we got to get back to
Aruba's what I was thinking about, I guess. Aruba's what I was thinking about, not the cruise.
Yeah, not the cruise. When I was island hopping, Virgin Islands, Jamaica, and Bahamas and all of that stuff. Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Rupa was not long ago, actually. Dang. I guess it
Yeah,
was long
was
ago. It's somewhere in the
2018.
middle of our cigar journey.
Yeah.
Put it that
And
way.
I definitely grabbed me some cigars then. What's the humidor out there in Aruba? Man, I feel bad if I don't shout them out, but shout out to them. Definitely nice spot. Got the hook up.
There it is. Hey man, you got some thoughts on your cigar that you have right now?
Yeah, actually I do. So check this out, man. With this cigar, even though that spice is still there, the spice is still strong. I would say it came back down from 8.5 to a 7.5, 7.75. It's dialed back, but it's still predominant. A little sweetness has come through. A little sweetness, a little graham cracker type of deal has kind of eased its way in. And now my atmosphere aroma, it's nice that graham cracker aromas in atmosphere as well as on my palate. So that's been nice. So I can see where my man's going. I wouldn't put it in my top 5 just yet, but I can see why he would enjoy this, especially if you're a spice lover. If you're a spice lover and you want that spice thrown through, because I don't feel like the spice is going anywhere. Well, we're 20 minutes in. I don't think the spice is going anywhere at all. But it's accompanied by something really, really nice. It's that graham cracker type of taste and aroma now. I like it.
Okay. And you said spice subsided not going. It came down in power.
Yeah. Slightly to like a 7, from an 8.5 to a 7.75, somewhere in there. But it's still in there. Still predominant. Hey,
right. Well, for me, I don't have anything new to add.
Okay.
Let me just say that. So if you want to shift the conversation, you can. I don't know if I just wasn't tuned in or what, but it's pretty much I feel the same way I felt in the beginning as far as notes and stuff. So
that's cool. Hey, as long as that cigar rides nicely, that's what I look for. I mean, those changes are gonna come eventually. We still usually get to our first third, and the second third is where we see those major changes happen. So hey, keep rolling. Hey man, so was it last weekend? Yeah, it was last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend.
And I believe it's right when you came back. Is when you came back when this news came out. So you came back freshly to this news. Like, man,
nah, bro. I was on the ship watching this news.
Oh,
man.
Really? You was on the ship watching the news.
I got the news. I was in the room at the moment, but I don't remember why I was in the room. But it came across the TV. I think we were getting ready for dinner or something like that. You know, we were changing outfits though. I know we had came back from doing something, and I'm sitting there. We just watching. I'm watching the TV. Like, dang, what's going on in America?
Why you out of the country? Like, yo, man, I don't know if I'm going back to that country. They wilding over there.
Hey, man, what are they doing to the president, man? I'm sitting there. I'm full in my mode out there, man. Like, what is going on?
You in your mode. You done became a temporary citizen somewhere else.
Yeah. I'm an island man at this point, man. Like, I ain't even thinking like an American no more. I'm like, hey, the Americans are tripping, man. Like, I'm just sitting there looking at it.
You looking at it from an outsider standpoint.
Yeah.
I'm on the outside. Hey, look, man, y'all wilding over there, man. What is going on? So Trump got shot at. Dodged a bullet. And it had been a sight to see. I mean, like, I can imagine seeing it from your standpoint. Like, yo, look, I'm out the country, man. Keep me out of here. don't even dock this thing. Don't even dock this thing.
For real.
What we heading back to? Nah. We turn it around. Let's go to Barbados or something. Let's stay out here on the water.
For real, man. Just go to the other side, man. Let's go to the Western Caribbean at this point, man. Forget it, man. Keep the party going.
Wild though, man. It's wild that this is still happening. If it's happening, I don't know if you believe in the conspiracy part of it, but
we'll get into that too. We'll get into
that. But the fact that in 2024 we're still having incidences where people are taking shots at political figures, albeit a polarizing political figure, but the fact that this is still happening, that is going down this way, And if this is what really did transpire, you see how close it was? Like when they go and say, "Hey, look, man, he had a turn of the head right at the split moment, and actually dodged that bullet."
Yeah, I saw that they did the breakdown with the computer breakdown, and they had the grid showing how close that shot was. My man was dead on. He was dead on target. Trump just had to go be fidgety. That's what the guy was thinking, not what I'm thinking. I'm glad Trump was fidgety, but I'm saying like the dude that did the shot was thinking that. Like, dang, I almost had him.
He was fidgety at the right time, at the right moment. And
so blessed.
So, how do we feel as far as the impact in society, the impact on the whole outlook on the political race, when we have a situation like this that may or may not have happened? Well, we're gonna say it did happen. We're gonna stay on that side, right, for right now.
Let's stay on that side for now.
That this is what actually happened, and somebody took a shot at a presidential candidate who was a previous president.
Yeah.
And he skirts that
at a rally while the Secret Service was protecting him. Incredible. Like,
and then my man goes down, grabs his ear, blood from the ear, and comes up.
And immediately throws up Black Power. Instinctively throws up Black Power.
Like, my man saying, fight. Hey, whatever happened. Power.
Brought the Chuck D came out of that man. So when he
brought something else out of him. Hey, look. Ready to go to war.
Don't know how
my man was war ready. My man was war ready. Brought the thug up out of him. And don't forget, he from New York. He a New Yorker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Many men.
Yeah, bro. Wish death on me. Hey, boy, look, I don't die.
I think the next rally, Trump need to come out there with one of them 50 tank top white beater joints.
Yeah.
With the bulletproof vest on it.
Man.
Already.
There's a lot of people who feel how they feel about that. They feel like he did it he did this whole thing is like a media thing. And I feel differently about that. I feel like I don't think in that moment he had the time to think that deep, man. Personally, I don't think that. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some people that feel like it. Say what?
That was instinct.
I think all that's instinct, bro. He was full of adrenaline and defiance, and that Joker, we saw what he really got in him in that moment. And that's something. When Rick Ross got stole off on, we had a conversation about.
Yeah.
In the moment, his body language turned aggressive. Now, when he had time to think, he stepped to the back and let everybody else take care of it. But in that moment, we saw what he really had in him.
Yeah.
He was ready to square up. That's in that moment, you see what a person really got in him. In the moment, Trump took care of himself. He was the one that said, oh, shoot, something happened, and responded correctly. Before the Secret Service could come save his life, he figured out something's wrong. They shooting, I'm going down.
Yeah.
Then, now I know in the video, you could hear them say, shoot her down or something like that when he got up. But that don't mean that you safe in that moment. So I don't think that Trump did this because he thought he was safe.
Yeah. Well, there's other shooters.
That's what you should be thinking in your mind. But in his mind, now don't get me wrong, it was stupid, right? It's stupid because you don't know if they're multiple shooters for him to get up and be so defiant and enraged. But for me personally, I like a little stupidity when it comes to when it get real and somebody let their nuts hang. I respect that stuff. No matter how stupid it is, the stupid in me respects it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I respect somebody let their nuts hang. And in that moment, he was full of rage and adrenaline, and he let his nuts hang. And that was gangster to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how you feel about him as a person. That moment, that was gangster. I respected it. Like, I respected it.
Hey, Trump always had a little gangster in him, man. He always had a little.
But I always kind of thought it was, fake, like kind of trolly and fake. You know what I'm saying? Like you never can be sure, you know, because a lot of people run their mouth, but you don't really know what they about until it get real. Like you know what I'm saying?
Until bullets are flying.
Bullets are flying, and he still had that in him.
Until it hits the fan.
Yeah, when stuff hit the fan, you see what somebody made of, man. And he showed me, all right, oh, that's real. That ain't for show. That ain't for play. You know what I'm saying? He liked that for real. And that made me respect it. Like, all right.
Hey, I mean, hey, look. I'm telling you. Got some gangster. He definitely got some gangster.
That photo with the fist in the blood coming down the side of his face is gonna be iconic moving forward.
Hey, you know hey, like, look, that was a hell of a photo op,
bro. That's one of the greatest
I don't know if it
political photo ops you ever gonna see in your life. Ever in your life, you're never gonna see nothing. Imagine if we got that from George Washington or something like that. Like
that's for the history books right there.
It's for the history books, bro. Like,
that's for the
just imagine if Washington had a photo like that, or Lincoln, you know, free the slaves, and just blood coming out,
coming down, American flag waving in the back.
Yeah, like, man, with the flag in the back, bro, like raging white people, like, yeah, in the background. Like, that's incredible. Like
that's for the history books. That's gonna be in somebody's textbook in 2050.
It's a hell of a photo op, man, and it very well won him the election. You know what I mean? Like, very well for all the people that was teeter-totter. And look how many people coming out now in support and wanting to donate money. Like, you know, like the big companies that were quietly on the fence on who they wanted to roll with. Now they like, it made them look different, because now we all innately, a lot of people, whether they want to admit it or not, be like, oh snap, he really liked that when it get real. Like, you know, people felt it.
Yeah. I mean, like,
and who you want as your leader?
If you ask me, if nobody else comes in and Biden doesn't step down and say, you know what, I'm not going to run, I feel like
which is on the table. Which is on the table, and this episode may be released after he already did it, from what I've been hearing. You know what I'm saying? He might.
I feel like the Democrats are looking back like, man, ain't no way we can beat that. We can't beat that. We can't beat that. Not after that situation. Not after that that display of prowess in a sense.
Yeah. It's hard, cause hey, look, man, we gonna sound like some Trumpers and Republicans right now, but we not. In reality, man, I'm kind of indifferent on both these guys. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
my whole thing.
I'm giving this man his props because I think he deserves his props for it. So you know, kiss my behind if you don't like it. But
we're specifically only talking about the situation.
Yeah, just situation. This ain't political. This ain't about policies.
It's not about policies. It's not about politics at all, in my opinion. I mean, maybe a little bit about politics, but just on the surface level of it, more so about the response to the getting hit. You know what I'm saying? My man got hit. He got hit.
At the end of the day, he got hit. Now he did get hit. Let's not forget he got hit. I got a paper cut, and I reacted worse than he reacted. So, like,
hey, people get Purple Hearts for that.
They do. Let's be honest. Just because you don't like them, don't mean that it ain't what it is. I have a hard time seeing any of these other politicians get up there and respond that way.
Yeah. Only other person that might have responded better could have been Barack. I think he's the only person maybe might have responded better. But
I never questioned Smooth Barry's what Smooth Barry got inside of him. You know what I'm saying? Barry might would have moonwalked off that thing or something smooth. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But aside from him, I don't know. Oh, but this is another Republican, but George Bush. George Bush was gangster too now.
Like, no, George Bush was gangster. He had a shoe thrown at him.
I felt so sorry for him when they did that, but I respected his reaction time. That Joker reaction time, he was a cat.
Yeah.
What you got? Like, George Bush was smooth when the shoes was flying.
Would Bill Clinton have been?
King of dodgeball. Say King what?
I said, would Clinton have been? That saying, like, how would his reaction have been?
Oh, they got my ear. I don't know. It wouldn't have been smooth. It wouldn't have been smooth.
It would have been smooth.
Nah, man. He'd have pulled his saxophone out and played us a song afterwards, but it wouldn't have been smooth, man. But to get into the conspiracy side of it, though, which is you know, I'm not a believer in the conspiracy side of it. Me and my wife got into this whole argument of it because she's kind of on that conspiracy side of it. Mm-hmm. I'm not a believer in it. I personally think I believe in. I'm open to conspiracies and I'm open to this conspiracy, but I am a bigger believer in the fact that people suck. And I think we just got to see that people suck. And it's just a reminder that people suck. So you think that it's a setup because how would the Secret Service allow such a thing to happen? Because the Secret Service is roles and jobs and positions filled by people who got up from work, who got up at the house from their family, ate breakfast with the wife and said, honey, I'll see you when I get home from work today.
Yeah.
Rolled off to their job, did their job. And sometimes people just don't do jobs as good as they should do. And we're humans. And I think they did a great job, but they could have did a better job. We saw where they could have did a better job at, but that's human traits. That's human qualities. So they said there were people who saw the guy climbing the building and tried to let the cops and officers know, hey, there's somebody climbing the building. They're like, huh.
Yeah.
I believe people are stupid enough to go, huh, where some people think
even when they're supposed to be
superheroes doing the job.
Even when
they're supposed to be proficient, there's human error, man. And some people stall in the moment and other people rise to the occasion in the moment. You saw the one Secret Service officer that as soon as Trump went down, he dove on top of him. He was proficient. He was on top of it. And then you may have had somebody else that they did their job, but they could have been just a little better at it. And I think that's all it is. I think there's no conspiracy to it. We just learned that people are people and some are better than others and they're not superheroes and ain't no Marvel characters. They're just regular dudes doing their job and that was the results of it.
Yeah. I mean, which I completely understand. Like even from the military aspect, we know a lot. I know, you know what I'm saying? I see these soldiers every day. And even these soldiers have to be reminded of the job that they signed up for. That, hey, look, this is the job you signed up for. You're going to have to react in this type of situation, especially like from the side of a medic. I'm a medic in the Army, for those who don't know, right? Which means when it goes down, we got to go towards the danger, right? And we have to be able to be willing to throw ourselves in the fight, a lot of times unprotected. And when it goes down, are you going to be able to perform your job and do what you're supposed to do? And I have to remind these young soldiers as they're coming in and training that this is what's going to be asked of you when it goes down. And you got to be ready to throw away whatever humanistic side of yourself. And you have to become other than human in a sense. And sometimes it's hard to throw yourself out of that, especially when you get complacent and you get, ain't nothing going down. Ain't nothing going down. Now you got to be on at all times. And a lot of times, like you said, people suck. It's because they don't take their profession one seriously. They're not on like they need to be, and they lack a certain thing sometimes when it goes down, and it's really asks for you to actually do what you're supposed to do, what you're trained to do. You've seen that when cops act, you know what I'm saying, unruly sometimes, and they don't stick with their training, and they get into their mind of being human, and I got to get into my survival technique, and I forget my procedures and the things I'm supposed to do in these situations, what I was trained to do, and they go rogue, and I'm scared, and I'm shooting this guy and sitting in his car.
That's it. We see it in our everyday life all the time. Why is it so hard to believe that a Secret Service agent is any different, man? Like I don't hold people to this higher degree because of their job titles. And that's why I don't believe in the conspiracy of it. It all makes perfect sense to me in my world and how
I'm going to say I don't necessarily believe it, but I don't discount it either.
I opened up with that now. I'm open to the conspiracy. I just don't lean towards it. But I'm open. If I turn out I'm wrong, I'll be like, well, I was wrong.
Yeah, I'm smack dab in the middle. I'm like, when it comes down to anything I usually hear in the news or see, what's the saying? Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. That's how I approach almost everything in life. All right, well, that's what they said. I didn't see it. It could be, could not be. I don't know. You know, you hear about a lot of these things that happen in national news. I'm like, ain't no, there's no way that to tell that I can know that this is actually happening, or it's a story that's made up and put in the news for us to feel some kind of way, propaganda or whatever it is. I always lean on that side of maybe it did happen, maybe it didn't happen. Maybe it's for real, maybe it's not for real. And even the same with the Trump getting shot. Like, I can't put anything above anybody to say that, hey, he wouldn't fake a situation like that to not really actually get hit, go down, put some blood on his ear, and then walk around with a bandage on his ear for the next 10 days. You know what I'm saying? And use it as a ploy to gain popularity or gain votes or sympathy or whatever it is. Not saying that's what happened, but I don't discount it either at all. I'm 50-50. I'm right in the middle. I'm right in the middle.
I'm not 50-50. I'm not 50-50, but I don't want to put a percentage on it, but I'm majority. I take it for what it is until otherwise proven. Then the other portion is I'm open that it could be some bull in the game. I'm never going to get surprised by bull in the game. I don't want to, just because I came out and made my stance, I don't want to make it seem like that happened. Like, no bull can ever surprise me because I'm open to it. I'm open to the conspiracy. I just don't think it has to be all that. I think sometimes we make stuff bigger than what it is. The idea that he put the ketchup pack or the Hollywood pack on his ear and put himself in danger and had other people killed.
You know what I'm saying? WWE.
That idea. Yeah, that idea though, to me, that idea is more grand to me than the idea that somebody tried to kill him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that I'm not chasing the big grandiose idea. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm chasing the simple idea because the simplest is usually the truth in most cases. We think it's going to be something complicated. In most cases, it's not.
It's not.
But at the same time, if somebody set him up or if he set it up, yeah, it's possible.
Maybe it happened. Maybe. Yeah. If he got shot, okay. Yeah. It's what it is. And that's why I'm 50-50. That's why I say I'm 50-50. If it actually did happen and he actually did get shot, okay. And if he actually, you know what I'm saying, it's a hoax on the situation, okay. Hey, that's wild. That's how I am.
It'd be wild. I think the hoax in this situation, the hoax theory, I don't buy the hoax theory. I buy more into the idea that it was an inside job than I buy into the hoax theory. The hoax theory is it would involve the media being on his side and they don't like him enough. I just don't buy it. It takes too many people being in on it. True. On the hoax. The Secret Service got to be in on the hoax. Everybody got to be in. So you telling me that the White House is in on his hoax? Like, he got all these people in? Like, I don't. So the hoax is the one I'm least in on. I'm open to the government tried to get him killed or the other side tried to get him shot. I'm open to all of those. Like, the hoax.
I'll tell you that, but that boy about to start rolling with the nation, man. You about to start rolling with the nation. He about to have some. He about to have some brothers with bow ties rolling with him.
That's the only way to keep you safe around here, man. Bring the Panthers out, man. Bring them back, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if Trump start rolling with the Panthers, it's up.
It's up, man.
Hey, man. Well, let's close these cigars out, man. How we feeling? I know you're dealing with your 19, your corona, your vid. But how you feeling?
Man, let's do this the right way. Let's give a proper introduction. So this is the Drew Estate 20-acre farm, Florida sun-grown cigar right here. I got the Robusto. I got it in the light skin version that I normally don't prefer, but I actually did not mind it this time. It was pretty much a very enjoyable cigar, but I'm dealing with a little bit of coronavirus right now. So, you know, I didn't notice a lot of changing in it, but maybe there was. For me, I kind of picked up on creamy smoke, nice medium creamy smoke on it. I picked up on a lot of cedar heavy on that cedar transition had some woodiness in it, and I noticed the cedar fall to the back and the woodiness kind of come to the front a little bit more on it. I don't know if you noticed, but I kind of made a face at a point while we were just in the last subject. A heavy citrus peel taste came through. You ever bit into the peel of an orange?
Yeah.
It hit me like that, almost a pungent type bitterness. But that came through really hard. I don't know. I was relighting at the time, so maybe that played a part of it. But that came through, and then I kind of had that little peel taste to it, that little zest of a peel in the mix with some woodiness right now. But those are kind of the only things I'm picking up on. That threw me off. But outside of that one moment, it was good, man. It was good. It was pleasurable. It was enjoyable. You see, I got a nice burn going on it. Only had one dump of the ash. The construction's been good. The draw's been good on it. It's been a pleasurable smoke for me. I would say for this particular cigar, I'm going to end up going with about a 1 to 5. I'm going to go with about a 3.7. I'm going to go with about a 3.7 on this.
That's dope.
Good, enjoyable cigar.
That's solid. 3.7. 3.7 back at it after a couple of weeks of not smoking.
Yeah.
With 3.7. I like it.
And this score, I give grace to me if I'm misgrading it, and give grace to this cigar, because it's very well possible that it could be better or worse than what I'm giving credit for it.
So
go
try it for yourself. Go try it for yourself.
Go try it for yourself. I got Corona right now, so I'm not to be trusted, but so much. Go try it for yourself if you're interested in it.
Yeah. All right, I like it. Hey, so all right, we got Agnorsa Arsenio. The spicy stick. Man, and it was spicy. Spicy, and more spicy. So if you love spicy and you want your spicy to last throughout your stick, it's gonna give it to you. I will say this, I was a little nervous about the gauge on this one. It is a little smaller gauge than what I'm typically used to. But mind you, we're about 50 minutes into smoking these sticks, and it is burning slow. I did have to relight it twice, so I'm gonna take some points off for the cigar just being able to stay burning consistently. So a couple points off of that, because I hate to have to relight a cigar, and I had to do that twice with this stick. But it is constructed very well as far as it burning slow. So not to that, there's going to be some points up for it. As far as the spice wasn't too bad. Like after it came down to about a 7, stayed at that 7 level for me, a 7 out of 10, which is a nice spot for it to be, especially if you love spice, if you love pepper. It is there, it stays there, but it doesn't stay as strong as it did when I first lit it. That graham cracker comes in, lights up the atmosphere very nicely, and that's a good contrast to the spice. So that makes it the spice even more enjoyable, more digestible. It comes in with some oaky flavor, right? Some earthiness, some good strong tobacco. That's always a good plus, especially for those tobacco lovers. And if you're a cigar lover, you love good, solid tobacco. Overall, spice lovers, this is a stick for you. I'm not going to rate it above a 4, but if you are an absolute spice lover, I can see where this could be in your top 5. So for the gentleman at the humidor, if that's his palate, I can see why this makes his top 5. I can see why. It's not going to make my top 5, however. Even for spicy sticks, it's not going to be my top 5 spicy. Well, it actually might be a top 5 spicy, but not a top 5 for me overall. Not a top spicy. I would say that. Not a top spicy and not a top 5 for me, but maybe a top 5 out of spicy sticks. I can say that. But to give it a rating out of 5, I'm gonna put it about I'm gonna put it at a 3.8 to this point. I'm gonna put it at 3.8. It's a good smoke. I'm enjoying it. Even with the spice being lasting throughout, it gives me what I look for when I want a spicy stick, and I want that spice to last. So I'm gonna say 3.8 for me.
Dope. All right, that's what we have today. Today's episode was the Wayne Gretzky Warren Sapp episode. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to 99. Y'all have a good week. We'll get with y'all next week. We out.
Cigars up.